Hello everyone and welcome back to Sketch by Sketch. It was requested of me to do a tutorial on how to draw curvier body types, so that's what we're doing today. So let's get right into it. We're going to start how we do my other tutorial. So I recommend watching my how to draw the female body tutorial before you watch this, because it will really help you. The bone structure is still the same. We're just adding a little bit more around the outside of the bone structure to give it that curvier shape. So you're just going to start with your head. Again, I have a tutorial on that, so follow along with that if you want to learn how to do that. Next, we're going to add this shape, as you can see me doing, for the shoulders, a circle for the middle area, and then we're going to add the hips. Again, watch my other video for a little bit more detail on how to do that. Then you're going to come out almost like the character is wearing a skirt or a dress, a form-fitting one, and make the thighs. Now, we are going to add a little bit on the outside of this to make it curvier. I know right now it just looks like a basic bone structure, so just stay with me. Alright, now we're going to start in adding the shoulders and neck. You want to keep all these shapes really soft, no harsh lines, because when someone is really skinny, you can kind of see their bone structure a little bit, and so there's going to be some harsh lines. But with this, when we're drawing a curvier body type, you're not really going to see any of that. So as you can see the shoulders that I've done there, they're not exactly even, but that's okay. We're just going to go in now and draw the bust. Now, typically with a curvier body type, they're going to have a more of a full bust. So you don't really come out on the sides as much, but you draw it more on the shirt, like you can see me doing right here. This is really hard to explain. Sorry, guys. Alright, now you're going to go outside on the bone structure. You can create still that kind of hourglass waist if you like. But some characters don't have that, so it just depends on how much you want to taper the waist in or out. I'm going to show you a different example of this next, but first we're drawing a little bit more of that hourglass shape. So you're just going to follow the outside of the bone structure really to the extent of how curvy you want your character. You can also erase any of those guidelines that you want to. This is what I was talking about, making the bust as full as you want to. That line you just saw me drew, you can make that determine the size of the bust more than the lines on the outside. Now we're just putting our character in a really simple like bodysuit just so you can still see the character. Now you are still going to see the collarbones of a character most likely, just the more pronounced you make them, the more skinny the character looks, so just keep that in mind and you can really just use your own judgment there. I recommend looking at lots of reference photos. Now, typically when I'm drawing a skinnier character here, I'm going to make a thigh gap. I guess that's what it's called. But because the character is a little bit curvier, you're just going to connect the thighs together. Some characters that are skinny also you do that. It's just different body types. People look differently, and all of it is super awesome. So now we're drawing the arms. Typically, I draw girls with a little bit more muscular arms, but these arms aren't going to have a lot of tone to them. You're just going to keep it pretty simple. You don't want straight lines. Add a little bit of curve to it, but again, keep everything really soft. Now that you have your basic shape, you can kind of just sit back and look at it and see what you need to do. I'm going to go ahead and draw in a little bit of a face so you guys can see what that would look like. Super quick, nothing too special. There we go. Alright, now that you've seen that, I'm going to use the same character and show you what it would look like if she had less of an hourglass shape and more of a rectangular, just a little bit fuller on the sides. So you're going to, instead of tapering it inwards, you're just going to go straight down from the bust and then curve it out on the hips. So you're really just adding a little bit more to that bone structure, like I've said before. That's really the only way I know how to describe it. You kind of can just see what I did there. Hopefully it makes sense. And now it's all about just finishing your drawing, finding out what it needs, what you need to add, maybe even coloring it, adding some line art, darkening some lines, whatever you think your drawing needs, just go ahead and add that in. Alright, there's the finished drawing. Hope you like it. We are going to draw this character one more time on the back in a little bit of a different pose so you can really see how to do this. So let's go ahead and turn the paper over. And again, I'm going to keep this really simple. We're going to draw a circle for the head and then round it out to make a face shape. You need to draw a line of motion. That is the line of which your character is moving, what you want everything to go with. Okay, now you're just going to draw that chest shape and then the hips in whatever direction you want them to go. If you want a video on how to draw poses, then let me know. I can go a little more in detail. Circles for where the shoulders would be and the elbows, and I'm doing little circles for the hands as well. Okay, that's your basic structure. Now you want to start with the neck, and you're going to draw that out to the shoulders. Remember, keeping everything really soft and rounded, nothing harsh here. Now, just draw the bust as big or as small as you would like it to be depending on your character. Keep in mind not to draw that waist in too tiny unless your character has a really small waist. Also, hip dips are something you can draw if you know what I'm talking about there, to make the character look a little bit more curvy. Also, just draw the thighs out as big as you feel like they need to be. Now draw the arms. Make sure the wrist doesn't get too small. I know that I taper the wrist in very tiny when I'm drawing a smaller character, but remember not to do that here. Alright, now you can just add in the face and any other details you want to. I like to draw in the base of the character before I actually draw the clothing. So you can go ahead now and add in anything you need to. Alright, now that our character is looking almost finished, I'd just like to thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for requesting this video. If you have any more requests, please leave them down in the comment section below. I hope this helped you. Again, check out my other video on how I draw a female body, and also I have a tutorial on how I draw faces, so make sure to check all that out. Subscribe and give this video a like. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye!